Urgent Commanders fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Commanders news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Concerning Sam Howell update cements Commanders' masterful trade, heist Sam Howell could be on the move again. Adam Peters changed the Washington Commanders' outlook quickly after selecting Jayden Daniels at number 2 overall in the 2024 NFL Draft. This was the game-changing presence fans had been clamoring for, even if it resulted in some collateral damage. That involved Sam Howell's hasty departure, and now it seems as if the ex-Washington starter could be on the move again this offseason. According to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, the Seattle Seahawks could potentially trade Howell just 1 year after acquiring him from the Commanders. They signed Sam Darnold to start and Drew Lock to back him up. That leaves the former North Carolina standout on the outside looking in, and there is reported interest from elsewhere for the second straight offseason. The Seahawks are open to trading Sam Howell and have received inquiries from teams interested in acquiring their backup quarterback. Sources have told ESPN that interest comes on the heels of the Seahawks adding Drew Lock last week, resigning Geno Smith's former backup to potentially fill the same role behind new starter Sam Darnold. Jaren Hall is their fourth quarterback, giving Seattle a potential surplus at the position. Seattle acquired Howell in a trade last March with the Washington Commanders, giving up 3rd and 5th round selections in exchange for Howell and picks in the 4th and 6th rounds. The Seahawks beat out 3 other teams who were also negotiating with Washington, a source told ESPN at the time. Jeremy Fowler, the fact that Peters got a 3rd round pick for Howell was a masterful heist. It extracted maximum value for a young player who wasn't going to be part of the new regime's plans. They'd made their mind up to take Daniels, although the Commanders didn't give anything away until the big night. Commanders did magnificently to extract maximum value for Sam Howell. Howell is now at a career crossroads. He was dealt a poor hand during his 1 season starting in Washington, thanks to Ron Rivera's subpar offensive line construction. Peters wasn't going to wait around on the off chance things improved, especially given he had an opportunity to take someone with Daniels' electrifying credentials. Fortunately for Howell, there is nobody like Daniels emerging from the college ranks this season. That's a big reason why interest in his services is there. Teams will always take a flyer on his upside, rather than overdraft someone who may or may not work out. Expect developments to come quickly regarding Howell's imminent departure from Seattle. The draft is fast approaching, so trading him before then could get the Seahawks another pick. It's also the best possible solution for the signal caller with the offseason workouts around the league already underway. As for the Commanders, they've worked tirelessly throughout the recruitment period to improve the supporting cast around Daniels. Peters knows that their Super Bowl window is open and the LSU graduate's rookie contract must be maximized in the coming years. It's a slight diversion from the front office leader's original plan, but one that was necessary in the circumstances. It'll be interesting to see where Howell ends up next. Wherever that may be, hitting the ground running is crucial in the final year of his deal. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Commanders news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks, now let's get back to the news. Commanders star trade tops. Rumor mill. The Washington Commanders' run game in 2024 under Cliff Kingsbury was one of the best in football, with Jayden Daniels and Brian Robinson Jr. leading the way. Averaging a crisp 149 yards, it was tough to stop Kingsbury's vast array of backs, each offering the offense their own unique skills. But as we approach the 2025 season, there is an element of unknown about the running back situation because none are under contract beyond this upcoming season. Considering the deep running back class, there are thoughts that the Commanders could take a younger back and develop him behind Daniels, and that means someone misses out. For Pro Football Network, Austin Ekeler is a name being thrown up as a potential trade candidate. Washington has a deep running back room after returning all 4 of its top RBs from 2024 Pro Football Network rights. However, all of them are on expiring contracts, leaving the future of the position uncertain. Of the group, Austin Ekeler is the oldest back. He turns 30 in May. Exactly how many teams would be interested in Ekeler at this point in his career is unknown, but as part of a running back committee, there is no doubt Austin has value. We would also add that one of the top rumors right now involves Washington. Running back Brian Robinson Jr., who also has star quality, We just aren't sure how valid trading away a pick in what will be a deep running back class is. Either way, the Commanders need to find a long-term solution to their run game, and that could easily come via the draft, and maybe trading away Eckler for an extra pick might be worth a consideration. But it's a long shot. Looking at all the Commanders' possibilities in 2025 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders find themselves in an unusual position entering Thursday's start of the NFL Draft, picking near the end of the first round and not needing a quarterback. That means they can focus on simply improving their roster that fell one win short of reaching the franchise's first Super Bowl since the 1991 season. Washington also believes what it has done in free agency this offseason enables the club to go in multiple directions during the draft. That gives us the flexibility to kind of go wherever we want to go, Washington General Manager Adam Peters said. Washington still has certain needs and desires it wants to fill, and with only 5 draft picks it can't afford to waver too far, but it could add to its picks via trades. The Commanders have 3 picks in the first 4 rounds that are considered by multiple league sources to be strong between rounds 2 through 4. Adding another pick in those rounds will benefit Washington, and is something that would appeal to Peters, who built a reputation on finding good players in the middle rounds, such as tight end George Kittle 5th round and linebacker Fred Warner 3rd round, while an assistant general manager in San Francisco. Short of that, the Commanders own 5 picks and won't have to use any on a quarterback after selecting Jaden Daniels number 2 in 2024. Washington hasn't made its first pick in round 1 this low since 2002, when it traded down and ended up with the 32nd selection, but picking 29th with a quarterback in place provides comfort. It feels a lot better, Peters said earlier this offseason about having a quarterback. We're thrilled to have Jaden and couldn't be happier with his first year. Here's what they could do during the draft defensive end pass rusher on the eve of training camp last summer. Washington coach Dan Quinn laid out a core defensive belief. Affecting the quarterback has to be at the top of what you want to do defensively, Quinn said, right behind taking the ball away and tackling well. Washington allowed pass rusher Dante Fowler Jr. to leave via free agency, taking with him a team-best 5 sacks. The Commanders' leading returning sacker is Frankie Louvu, who blitzed 187 times last season, according to ESPN research, the 9th most by a linebacker. You don't always want to be able to have to bring 5 or 6 to generate pressure and pass rush, Quinn said last season. So when you can get there with 4 and affect the quarterback and get him out of the pocket, or, change where he has to go, set his feet, that's what we're looking for. Washington believes it strengthened its defensive line in free agency, adding multiple linemen in Eddie Goldman, Javon Kinlaw, Datrick Wise Jr., and Jacob Martin. But none of its current linemen finished with more than 5 sacks last season. The Commanders' improved depth means they don't need a rookie end to be a 3-down starter, but they have shown interest in multiple pass rushers such as Marshall's Mike Green, Boston College's Donovan Eziraku, Texas A&M's Nick Scorton, and Shamar Stewart, Georgia's Michael Williams, and UCLA's Oluwafemi Oladejo. Some would be options at 29 if available, while others could be potential choices later. At the Combine, Quinn said of qualities he wants in a pass rusher. You have to have initial quickness, not a certain 40 speed, but how quickly can you get going? Washington has 7 corners on its roster, none of whom were with the team prior to 2024. The Commanders drafted Mike Sainristil in the 2nd round last spring, traded for Marshawn Lattimore during the season, and signed Jonathan Jones this offseason. Washington also resigned Noah Igbenogany, but the Commanders need more, and they could use another corner with length whose best spot is outside. They have shown interest in Kentucky's Maxwell Hairston, Ole Miss Trey Amos, Texas Jahdae Barron, and Pitt's Quincy Wilson, among others. One NFL scout loved Hairston in particular because of his skills and competitiveness, but adding Jones this offseason enables Washington to wait until later in the draft. Carlin Veggers will be a possibility in round 6 or 7 if one it likes isn't available early. As Quinn said, the team's other desire is to find players who can take the ball away. Hairston picked off 6 passes in his past 20 games combined, returning 3 for touchdowns. He also has the short area quickness that might tempt Washington, but the desire for takeaways also could lead the Commanders to take a safety south. Carolina's Nick Emanwori has the size 6'3", 220 pounds to play in the box, and intercepted a combined 6 passes during the past 2 seasons. Washington lost safety Jeremy Chin in free agency and replaced him with Will Harris, but Emanwari might be too tempting to pass up. Offensive line one league source said Washington would like to continue beefing up its offensive line. The Commanders added left tackle Laramie Tunsil via a trade with Houston this offseason, which allows them to move Brandon Coleman to another position. They'll first see how he fits at right tackle, but if the Commanders opted for a lineman in the first round, they have shown interest in Alabama guard Tyler Booker and Oregon tackle Josh Connerly Jr., who could also play guard if needed. If they wait, then NC State tackle Anthony Belton and West Virginia guard Wyatt Milam are possibilities. If Washington goes this direction, it could improve its run blocking, which was a weakness all season, as well as protect Daniels. In the last 7 games, including 3 in the postseason, Washington's running backs ranked 29th in yards before first contact 76. It also would provide the Commanders a potential starting 5 that could play together for perhaps the next 4 years, with center Tyler Biadasz and right guard Sam Cosmi. The team only needs to look at divisional foe Philadelphia to see what a strong line can do for long-term success. Running back, the Commanders have shown a lot of interest in various backs throughout the draft process, from multi-down backs with speed to power backs to change-of-pace runners and players available anywhere from the end of round 1 and into possibly the late 4th, which is the more likely area for them to draft one. Oklahoma State's Ollie Gordon II, Texas' Jaden Blue, Arizona's Jackery Krosky-Merritt, and Iowa's Caleb Johnson were among the backs who have visited Washington. They have met with Ohio State's Trevayon Henderson multiple times as well. The Commanders have talked in the past about adding more diverse talents to the offense. They have a power back in Brian Robinson Jr., a third down back in Austin Eckler, and also resigned veteran Jeremy McNichols. However, none of those backs are signed beyond 2025, so the Commanders could use more help at the position now and in the future, especially if those backs went unsigned. Washington's run game faltered down the stretch in 2024, with their running backs averaging just 1 yards per carry over the last 4 regular season games. As Peters said, Washington could go in any direction this draft, and while the first 4 would appear to be the most likely scenario, the Commanders could also opt for a receiver with their first pick, though league sources say they seem focused on other areas in the first round. They traded for Deebo Samuel Sr. and resigned Noah Brown and KJ Osborne this offseason. They also signed veteran Michael Gallup, who is coming off a 1-year retirement, and drafted Luke McCaffrey in the 3rd round last season. But if the Commanders want to continue adding help around Daniels, Ohio State receiver Emeka Egbuka would be a first-round consideration. One NFL assistant coach said Egbuka was one of possibly 2 or 3 receivers he would peg as first-round talents. Iowa State's Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel and Maryland's Ty Felton are possibilities after the first round. And now, Commanders fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Commanders. I'll be back any moment with more Commanders news. We want Dallas.